You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris on this Thunder Road Thursday. How you doing, Dan?
Pretty darn good.
Good. How you doing, Heidi?
I'm well. How are you?
Storms raging through. What were there this last little ordeal? The tropical blow through we had the other day. It was almost about 55,000 people without power.
Isn't that crazy?
Like cow, man. We need to upgrade the grid.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. We need to upgrade the grid.
I like the places like the neighborhood we live in. A lot of the power is underground. I like that. It makes a lot of sense because then the wind doesn't blow it down.
Where it should be. But hey, you know what? The bright spot, this happens to be National Dive Bar Day.
Ooh.
Okay.
Dive bar. It's been a long time, but yeah, I used to be a fan.
You used to dive in those bars?
Used to be a fan. Yeah, I paid all the utilities at the Top Hat for a number of years. Pretty much, I paid for all the land. It sits underneath the log cabin on Burnside. I think one of my favorites was, I had not been in town long, and I moved here in 1987. So let's say it was maybe the summer of '88, and I was downtown. And at that time, downtown Sioux Falls was boarded up.
Mm.
It was a ghost town. Downtown had been pretty much leveled by the Empire Mall back then.
Right.
That's
Seriously,
right.
in case you don't know.
Back when people did mall stuff.
That was it. But there were still some places of business operating. One of them was called the Aero Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Which is now where Club David is.
Okay.
So I sauntered in the Aero Bar there on my own on an afternoon. And there were locals all lined up at the bar drinking their stuff. And I sidled up, got myself a beverage, and a very intoxicated young lady next to me offers me whatever I want. Said, hey, you know what? Whatever for $10. And
oh, wow.
Oh, that's a bargain.
I glanced over at her and said, oh, no, it's going to cost you a lot more than that, honey. She got really angry, and I had to leave.
I thought you were going to say you had her mow your lawn.
No, that's my only experience at the Aero. It didn't last long. So happy National Dive Bar Day. Who's having birthdays today? Glad you asked. Ringo Starr, Richard
nice.
Starkey.
Yeah. Is that his real name?
Richard Starkey is his real name.
Was not aware.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Huh.
He's 82.
Okay.
Still performing. Still considered one of the finest rock and roll drummers of all time. And gosh darn it, why not?
Yeah. He was a Beatle, gosh darn it.
Yeah, he sure was. Comedian Jim Gaffigan is 56 today.
Okay.
Nice.
You think about it. Without Hot Pockets or donuts, he probably doesn't have an attitude.
Probably.
No kidding.
What's going on? And finally...
And I think he's a funny guy, by the way. But
Yeah.
when he does that voice, that always
It's
drives
pretty
me nuts.
annoying, yeah,
I'm like,
I
oh,
agree.
he's so funny. And then he always has that weird voice he does. I'm like, oh, no.
This was a game changer. Changed the world years ago. This man born this day, Otto Rowetter. For $1 million, you guys have no idea. Yeah. Oh, no.
No.
Otto, who, by the way, hails from Davenport, Iowa.
He's a
Okay.
football player.
Or did. Actually, he was an engineer and inventor. He invented the bread slicing machine.
Oh.
So it's Otto's birthday today.
Best thing since sliced bread?
He didn't invent the bread slicing machine. And listen to that. In this day in history, this day in 1928, sliced bread is sold for the very first time.
Wow.
On his birthday?
Yep, by the Chillicothe Baking Company out of Missouri.
That's really cool.
That's a heck of a birthday.
Yeah.
When that stuff hit the market, it was hailed as the greatest forward step in the baking industry since bread was wrapped.
Oh, really?
Really?
It's the best thing since wrapped bread.
Yeah. So apparently back in the day, they used to just run around in a wagon and chuck loaves of raw bread at people or something.
Apparently.
Yep. Okay, so there you go. 1947, Roswell UFO incident happens. Broadcasts of actual UFO landings this day in 1947. It's actually recovery of some sort of debris that had fallen from the sky by U.S. Air Force officers. Conspiracy theories have been flying ever since.
They have.
Government covers up and everything else. You guys into the UFO thing?
I am.
I'm not. John
I
is.
absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Because here's the thing. Again,
Here we go.
I just want to say, when you
Okay,
look,
John.
When you ask
You
a
look up-
question,
yeah,
you know
you
you're
asked,
going to
Dan.
get.
you look up in the sky and you see all of those little stars.
That's on you.
Each one of them.
Oh, so this is my fault.
It is really your fault, Dan. I look up in the sky and I see all those stars. Each one of those has the potential to be like our sun. And each one of those could have, planets around them. And you look at all of those and you think about the infinite number of stars, the infinite number of planets. I don't think God would say, I like this planet, but only this planet. I think, there could be other planets out there that have life on them. I don't think that it's going to be like a 3-foot tall, like lizard-looking person. I think they would probably look like us. Why would God make us in his own image and go, I'm going to make that guy look like a toad, though? So there's my view on that.
All right.
You can call me if you want to chat about it. Dan has left the room. Come back, Dan. Come back.
I literally checked out 3 minutes ago.
All right.
It was just a year ago today, and this was earth-shattering. 1 year ago today, 2021, world record set for the world's biggest sand castle.
Oh, really?
69 feet, 4 inches
cow.
high. They used a little better than 5 tons of sand.
It's a big old bucket.
Holy
Craft
cow.
this thing. Where do you suppose this happened?
On a
See, you'd
beach?
think West Coast, right?
You would
Maybe
think.
Calais, some college students, something like that. Heck no. Some little town in Denmark.
What?
Really?
Nice.
You never hear about Denmark. I've
Those crazy
You don't.
Danes.
always wondered, what's Denmark do, man? They
Make
came up with
sandcastles.
like Danish, but that was a couple hundred years ago. What else they do? Not much.
Sandcastles.
So
now you
there-
know.
Well, they own the world record for sandcastles, so
Crazy.
Rightfully so.
Farntastic. Thunder Road Thursday winter coming up in just a bit, and other great stuff too. I know, you know, we all know, and we just bounce forward.
Gonna do that. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
Whoa, what's going on here?
It's your Mintervention, sweetie.
My what?
I'm with Mint Mobile. Your family and friends are concerned about your expensive wireless plan.
I don't even have Mint Mobile.
And we want to fix that. Right now, you're paying too much. With Mint Mobile, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month.
Really?
Yeah, get nationwide coverage for less. Plans start at just $15 a month.
Learn more now at Mintervention.com. Coverage not available in all areas. New activation and a 3-month plan required. Additional restrictions may apply. See terms at Mintervention.com. Time now for a bright spot of news. And my guest today is Rob Kiesacker. And you might have heard maybe once or twice mentioned here on this program, Voices Against Cancer. And Rob is with this organization and also another thing called St. Baldrick's. First of all, Rob, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Well-
I always like to tell people that I'm better than I deserve.
There you go. Well, I understand that completely. And we appreciate you taking some time to chat today. I know this week has been a busy week for you because you got people that are showing up here in Sioux Falls already, getting ready for the big event on Saturday. So let's talk about both Voices Against Cancer and we'll talk about St. Baldrick's. Let's start with St. Baldrick's because that's been going on a whole lot longer. So let's talk about this event and how people can get involved.
Yes, definitely. So this is our 16th annual Sioux Falls area St. Baldrick's Head Shaving event. It's the first one back live in person since COVID, so we're excited for it to be back in person and just get that energy going. And we've got dozens of people that have signed up to help out, volunteer, and it's shaving your heads to stand in solidarity with those kids going through cancer, because kids don't have a choice with the radiation and the chemo. They lose their hair. And so by us shaving our heads, we're showing them a physical sign of support, but also raising such needed funds for childhood cancer research.
And this is an amazing organization that's been around for quite some time. And like you said, in Sioux Falls now for 16 years. And I had a chance to do this with you guys a few years ago. I should get back in touch with you and do it again maybe next year. But it is an organization that is just such a great organization, and the funds go to good things. And if you get an opportunity, even if you're not shaving your head on Saturday, you could also make a donation to somebody else who is, and that's another way people can help, right?
Yes, most definitely. You can donate to the cause itself, to our event. If there's someone particular that you would like to, you sure can. And something special that we have this year that we are so incredibly grateful for is we have, for all the sports fans out there, Dwight Doc Gooden, the former New York Mets World Series champion. He is actually one of our guest barbers. And so you have to donate $50 and you can have... Your head is in his hands.
Nice. That's really cool.
Yep. We're super excited to have him and very grateful for him volunteering his time and coming to Sioux Falls. And he's going to do that on Saturday, and he'll be available there. And then on Sunday, he's actually doing a sports card and Pokemon show out at Emerald Pines and he's donating part of that proceeds back to Voices Against Cancer, which is also going on that day.
That is awesome. Now let's talk about Voices Against Cancer. It's coming up this Saturday. We've been talking about it. Back when we first started talking about it, it was a long ways away, and now here we are a couple days away. It's this Saturday, Voices Against Cancer. Let's talk about where the concept came from to put on this event.
Yes, so we say it's the brainchild of Dr. Lou George, who owns Siouxland Oral Surgery here in Sioux Falls, and he is just a phenomenal human being and has a heart of gold. And he became friends with old Sioux Falls native who went out to California, Wally Wingert, who is now a voice actor, and he has done tons of stuff from the Riddler in the Arkham video game series to the current John Arbuckle and Garfield. And the two of them were at a convention standing in line waiting for Frank Welker, and they came up with this crazy idea of getting voice actors and celebrities together all in one spot, one time, and they're doing their autographs and pictures and everything that they would normally take home as a celebrity. They're donating 100% of that back to Voices Against Cancer.
I love that. And you've got some amazingly talented, wonderful people that are going to be joining us in Sioux Falls on Saturday. And if you get a chance, go to the website, voicesagainstcancer.org. You can see the entire list if you click on celebrities. But there's some amazing people that are going to be here Saturday, won't there?
Oh, yes. Yep. We have so many. We have over 15 amazing celebrities. And it's funny because everybody I talk to, if they don't recognize the face, you know, a lot of people don't know Frank Welker and Peter Cullen and Phil Lamar. They may not recognize his face, but when you look them up on the internet, on their IMDb or, you know, it is amazing to see just the hundreds and hundreds of amazing characters that these guys have done.
Yeah, Transformers characters, a bunch of cartoon characters. We've got just a bunch of comic characters, and it's amazing because it's not just one genre. You know, this isn't like it's just a bunch of people from one show. This is, I guarantee you've heard most of these people, and some of them, when you get a chance to meet them in person, you're going to realize, wow, they're super talented, because that's not at all what they look like, is it?
Right, exactly. It's one of those things where you're going to be amazed, and these celebrities, like you said, we're really proud that we've crossed all genres from anime to live action to, you know, not only people that voice actual characters, but even the sounds. You know, we've got Mark Dodson, who voiced Salacious Crumb, who makes that sound in Return of the Jedi, and you know, Peter Cullen, who's done the noises of the click, click, click of Predator. So not only are these people doing voices, but they're also doing actual sound effects for these motion pictures that I'm sure everybody has seen sometime in the past.
Absolutely. And you get a chance to meet them live in person in Sioux Falls this Saturday, Voices Against Cancer. Rob, thank you so much for taking the time to chat today, and I appreciate all the time and effort you're putting into this event, and also St. Baldrick's. Thank you so much, sir.
Well, hey, John, thank you. You do such an amazing job in the Sioux Empire area, and you are such a support for everybody local here, too. So thank you for what you do as well. Absolutely.
And we're going to be out there broadcasting on Saturday, so come and see us, and be sure to stop and see all these amazing voices. Again, if you want to see the list of people who are going to be there, I'm not going to do it any justice right now because I don't have time to go through it. It's a long list, and there are a bunch of amazing people. Find the list at voicesagainstcancer.org, and I'm going to throw a link to it as well at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many of our guests. This year, we have more icons and more fun. Culture Club, The Cult, Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Graham, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort in Cancun, Mexico. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting.
Yeah. It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this Thunder Road Thursday?
I find Thunder Road pretty darn interesting.
I do too.
What a great way to just kill a day, man.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, we should take a day. Team building exercise, Dan. What do you think?
Oh my, why not?
Yeah. Go-karts. I'll race you.
Well, they have all kinds of stuff in that new facility of theirs.
Oh, it's amazing.
And everybody just thought, because it was kind of billed as, hey, it's the laser tag facility. There's all kinds of
It's so cool.
interactive, cool stuff going on in there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Pretty fantastic. And we've got a $25 gift card redeemable for whatever at Thunder Road 4. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely, the talented, you know where you love her, Tina Heckenleibel.
There we go.
Go, Tina.
Good job, Tina.
Tina the Machina.
Let us know when you're going to be there, Tina. Maybe we'll come hang out too.
Yeah.
And then you and I can both race Dan in a go-kart.
Yeah, I called her Tina the Machine.
I heard that.
Because I'm a player. I'm a player. John, you and I were actually talking about this, things I find interesting. We were talking about this previous. And it's a pretty big story because it kind of came out of like, what? What do you do about that? Pretty interesting stuff. Knife River Corporation.
Oh, yeah.
Formerly Concrete Materials.
Yeah.
Been around forever. Just offered Minnehaha County, that's us, $65 million for the W.H. Lyon Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's like, we're going to buy all this. We give you $65 million. We just want the whole shooting match, man. We want the whole Megillah, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
Her buying group, they're working on outbidding them. That's
Yeah,
what all
right.
those calls are there.
Now, keep in mind, the actual land has been assessed at somewhere between $6.5 and $7 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this company's offering $65 million.
Which is more than
That's tough to say no to.
Well, actually, it's not, because legally,
they don't even know if they can sell it.
there's some pretty binding stuff going on here.
It was a gift.
Winona Axtell gifted that land to the fairgrounds in memory of her husband. A big portion of it in 1938, and then the rest of it in 1942.
Okay.
So it's deeded to the county for use specifically for what they've been using it for.
Sure.
So here's what I think would have to happen. They'd have to go to that family and say, hey, we'd like to get some sort of resolution to be able to do this, to unbind this, or to, somehow, whatever.
What do the new people want to do with it? Do we know that?
The giant hole that's next door, where they're mining.
It would just be an extension of the quarry.
Yeah. So they would. The value is under the dirt.
Yeah,
So-
they feel there's a ton of high quality aggregate.
Yeah.
Laying
Which
under
is
where
really
the,
cool.
Laying under where the 4-H buildings are.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So that would be, and when I read that story, I was thinking that could, in the long run, could be a very positive thing, because if they make that hole even bigger eventually, that's going to become a lake, and you'd have this big beautiful lake. And I don't know how long it's going to take before that becomes a lake, but
yeah, I don't know how I feel about
that.
There's
a lot of activity going on with the fairgrounds. It has been for a long time. In fact, it was, oh my goodness, 20 years ago they came up with, hey, we need about $30 million worth of restoration out here just for the fairgrounds.
Sure.
And they've incrementally been working on that ever since for the past 2 decades. Meanwhile, and this just got assembled. In fact, John, you and I both applied for it, and we got booted to the curb.
Yeah, we did.
Minnehaha County Commission has established a 15-member task force to study the property's history, community need, and future vision for the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Right.
And I thought
that's a work in progress, and they figure it's going to take about a year before they have some answers on that.
I thought it would be neat to be involved in that, because we host our 4th of July event, the Sioux Falls Fireworks, at the fairgrounds.
We were just out there.
And then I work with a group that does an Easter egg hunt at the fairgrounds. So I said, well, if they want the perspective of somebody who's using this facility, that would be my perspective. And we did not get selected. So we asked Heidi to sign up as well, and she just refused to sign up. So.
Yeah, it's just fascinating stuff. They estimate a little over 500,000 people show up for the fair every year. But, what is that? That's like 6-7 day deal.
Yeah.
Right.
And those grounds are used for other things as, the years go on. There's other events out there, and there's
events all the
rodeos,
time.
and you got Benson's Flea Market going on.
Yeah.
And, of course, don't forget, there's never been a better time to buy a car.
Than right now.
We've moved these cars to the fairgrounds, so now they have 3 more miles on them, and they're dusty.
So I think one of the things that they would be doing is basically relocating that. If this were to happen, this is not like something where they make a decision today and it's done tomorrow.
No.
This is a multiple year process.
No, this could take a long
the person
time.
who made that offer at the county commission, Clark Meyer, we
Clark
know
Meyer,
him.
yeah.
He's a great dude.
He's Knife River, the president locally here. In fact, here's a quote from him, what he said. He said, "This offer is intended to kickstart the conversation. They have the task force study all options, including relocating the fair, leveraging the largest asset of current fairgrounds has, and the aggregate reserves that it allegedly sits on."
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's multifaceted. Just thought it was pretty interesting.
They own property currently on 3 sides of
Oh,
the
yeah,
fairgrounds.
it's surrounded, yeah.
Yeah, so they own everything around it. Not everything, but most of the way around it. So, I think that it maybe would make sense, but whatever.
If that wasn't the family's wishes with their
Exactly.
own land.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where all of that ends up. And here's the thing. I'm glad I don't have to make that decision. Aren't you, Dan?
Yeah, for sure.
Even though we
I'd
tried
make
to
that
be on the
decision in a
task force.
heartbeat. 65 mil all day long. Tell you what, make it 70.
Meet me at Grand Falls and we'll chat about it.
Yeah,
Double or nothing.
Make it 70. I'll throw in some free corn dogs.
Well, Dan, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
We
it.
made somebody a winner. We had some fun. It was a good day.
Woo!
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour with Dan Ferris.
What can I say that I haven't already said about BetterCreditCards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At BetterCreditCards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, July 7th, 2022. Equity markets held steady for a third straight trading day despite the release of the FOMC minutes. They indicated both the potential for a more restrictive policy and the negative impacts of the same. The takeaway is that if the pace of inflation does not subside appreciably, the FOMC could enact another or possibly 2 more 75 basis point interest rate hikes before the end of the year. The next week of trading days will be tough for the market. Between economic data and the onset of the Q2 earnings reporting season, there are a handful of catalysts capable of moving the market lower. The first and possibly least important is the NFP data due out on Friday. That will be compounded next week, however, with both the CPI and PPI reports, as well as the retail sales figures. In our view, investors should expect CPI and PPI to trend at or near their current levels, and retail sales to fall on a year-over-year basis, and possibly at a faster pace than last month. You could get the inside track in your inbox at marketbeatminute.com.